Hello everyone, this is Shlok and I have come to a cafe right now. My train back home is at 9:45. I just got done with a XAT. It's when I say right now, I would say the exam went well, but we all know that the exam only goes well after the results come out. So I don't know how it went. But yeah, I was able to attempt a few questions. I was able to attempt 59 questions. I think 21 or so in verbal. I am not sure about what number in verbal, but 21 in quants, 19 in DM, and the balance in verbal, which you can figure out yourself. And yeah, that was how the attempt went for me. QADI was good. The initially it looks easy. The first few questions were easy, but then it starts to pick up pace. Some good questions come up, and yeah, there is that. But apart from that, I followed my strategy to the T that I told you guys. One interesting observation that the paper didn't seem as long. Time seemed to go fast when you are in the exam hall, because at home the mocks seem like अरे कितना लंबा paper है, the paper is too long. But now it seems like, oh, I wish I had a little bit extra time, maybe I could have done better. But that was one aspect to think about. But apart from that, I don't think anything was drastically different. And the thing is, the thing I like about XAT is there are no sectional time limits. So because my strength is textual information of any kind becomes my strength. So I can take a lot of time from those two sections out and give it to QADI. So that really helps me out. So that is one thing about this exam that I really like. And one thing that stood out this time around was I went back to a couple of questions in QADI. So I think that really helps out. That is a pro tip, for some of you. If you're taking another season of exams, I would really recommend to solve a question, and if you aren't able to solve it, leave it quickly, come back to it later on and try to do it. Because what I've heard is, when you're not doing a particular question, when you let go of a particular question and try solving something else, your mind is actually subconsciously solving that question while you are working on something else. So when you come back to that previous question, you already have a sort of framework. You already know what the question is going to ask you, and now your mind has had the chance to work on it subconsciously as well. So what happens is, the question becomes easier when you reach, when you look back to at the question again. So that is one thing. More thing, I would recommend all of you to not lament if the attempt did not go as planned, because it's only going to waste your time. And I don't even want to discuss any answers. I don't even want to look into any of the questions. I'm not asking any of my friends what was the answer to this particular question, or what was XYZ. How much did you attempt, how much did I attempt, what was your sectional attempts, blah blah. I'm not asking any of that to anyone. Just focusing on myself, and I would recommend you do that to anybody, and even to the people who have done well, because the people you may be asking, their attempt may not have went well necessarily, and why do make someone else feel bad unnecessarily? Let everyone have their time to get over this exam. And it's a grueling exam. It takes a toll on you. I remember after my 3 hours were done, I was immensely tired. It was crazy. The moment I sat back in the car, my head started aching. Thankfully, it didn't happen in the paper. But maybe that was also because I was really hungry, because I hadn't had lunch, and it was 5 p.m. So there was that. But now if you give me one simple quant question, I won't even want to do that. So that just goes to show that the kind of toll that it takes on you. And DM, people told me it was ridiculously lengthy. The sets were very lengthy. I also felt that, but I felt that as well. but it was not to a very large extent. But yeah, it was lengthy. I don't want to comment on the cutoffs and all, because that's really not my matter of expertise. I'm just a student like you are, who's just seen a few exams, maybe more than you. But apart from that, I'm just a student like you are. I'm in no position to comment on the cutoffs, and I don't even want to, even if I were. That is just, that is not a fruitful exercise. Let's just wait for the results rather than sort of forecasting what is gonna be. So there is that. That's about it from my side. I hope you had a good XAT, and I hope you are looking, beyond the XAT. If even if it went well, even if it didn't, in any case, it's behind us. So that's a little bit from my side, and thank you.